Guys, the rumors are true. Donald Trump is preparing for an American dictatorship with him on the golden throne. I've got the evidence. It's all right in front of us. Hear me out. Okay, so that's not actually happening, but don't get me wrong. He's definitely teetering with the idea that a third term could be in the cards. You could tell he's been using the Insurrection Act left and right, federalizing troops wherever he wants, wherever he deems that there's too much crime, where there's a criminal pandemic going on, that he'll just send in the National Guard unwanted by most governors in most states. Specifically, Governor Gavin Newsom has been pushing back on this in his own way on Twitter, just copying whatever the president has been saying and just saying it back because it's funny. It's almost as if he's getting the country ready and the civilian population ready for a military dictatorship with military police in the streets constantly, and he's trying to normalize it. Now, if I said that, I would call myself crazy because that's crazy. But I'm just saying that's kind of weird that it's happening right now, that there's military police in the streets of Washington, D.C. and in the streets of California. It's a little weird, don't get me wrong. And the weirder thing is, most people in the federal government totally cool with it. Most people, they're like, fuck it, fine. The civilian population, even weirder. They'll like protest and stuff, but hell, they're going against military police. They just get cleared out. Kind of strange how things are unfolding recently. I definitely would be a little concerned, but I'm not that concerned. Like I said, until there's an actionable measure, it's all smoke and mirrors. Until someone actually does something, a law is passed, an action is taken, it's all meaningless. It's all just talk. It's all hyperbolic. It's just flexing of power. Honestly, this could just be a huge play up to the UFC event at the White House. This whole campaign, this whole presidency, for instance, could be an advertisement for the UFC at the White House. And you know what? That's fine. That's the American dream, is to become president, make as much money as you can through Trump shitcoin, pump and dump as the president of the United States. I can't name a single thing more American than that. I'm not gonna lie. Now, I did buy the Trump golden sneakers, if anyone remembers that. I actually have several pairs in my house. I wear them out every day of the week. I'm sure it's gonna hold investment quite nicely in probably 150 years after the country is split into three different parts, three different factions. The East, the South, and the West. The middle of the country will be an irradiated wasteland. Now, don't get me wrong. He hasn't outright denied the idea of a third term, which is in and of itself a little alarming. I'm sure his team has been working hard, trying to figure out how they can make this work, seeing if they can get J.D. Vance elected for him to then just step down and have Donald Trump step in, which wouldn't work anyways. That would still be illegal, but with this administration, who knows? Now, again, on a serious note, I don't honestly believe that Trump is moving towards a dictatorship. That's what a lot of people have been saying, and I think it's just alarmist talk. Don't get me wrong. I think alarmist talk is important, but I don't believe that this is actually happening. I've seen a lot of people concerned about the way ICE is being handled and the way the FBI is being weaponized. I do agree the weaponization of the FBI is a problem. Along with ICE, I think ICE is just really cracking down. They're doing their job. I don't really see them as a huge problem. I think that ICE should be removing people that are in the country illegally, but there needs to be clear definitions as to what an illegal immigrant is and not just are they in limbo, because I know a lot of people have been getting deported that have been in limbo with the system. Now, where did this happen? Why is this happening? If you honestly want my opinion, I believe that the Federalist Party is to blame for everything that's happening in this day and age. I am not kidding. I'm pretty sure if you could probably trace every single law that Trump has used back to the Federalist Party at one point or another. And I know that sounds ridiculous, and it is, but honestly, when it comes to the power the president has over the American people, and not just on the national level, it's all to blame the Federalists. They gave the president this much power and set a precedent for the president to take advantage of as much power as he can, and not only that, but have the Senate pass and approve of laws based on that. Again, now don't get me wrong, as much as I want to see J.D. Vance in office, as said anybody ever, I don't believe that this is going to happen. The other route that he's going to go down is amending the Constitution, if that's even possible for him to do. I believe his judges have already 180'd on him that he's been slowly putting into place over the past decade. I don't believe that they're actually going to go through with it. As much as Clarence Thomas will be paid off, I don't believe that he's going to betray the country. I don't know if you could pay that guy off that much. I mean, you could. Honestly, who's to say? It's not that far of a hop and a skip away for this guy. But truly, I don't know. Who's to say that Trump will even live that long? I mean, I'm not going to lie. I do believe that the health concerns are legitimate in the sense that he is getting old. Shit is starting to break. He probably is starting to face what Joe Biden had, which was dementia. It's just like a slow onset. It's nothing serious, I believe. Where it's going to be interesting to see after the term is over what comes out and what actually, or if it ever ends. But no, really, I don't even know if like a third term is in the cards for him physically. With all this being said, though, it wouldn't surprise me if he tries to pull something, because as it stands, Trump's allies are all in position. The Senate is 100% behind him. The Republican Party is 100% behind him. The House of Representatives still behind him. Like, it is a red country at the moment. The shit that's been going down is all because Trump has finally put the pieces into place. First term was a warm-up for him, where he realized all the mistakes he made and what he couldn't do, and he rectified it in the second term. That's somehow he pulled off, and probably one of the greatest election upsets in modern history. Now, as it stands, we're pretty much in a wait and see position. Like I said, I don't honestly believe he's going to go through with it. But if he does, we're definitely going to see something. Until then, it's all talk. It doesn't matter. It literally is just all talk. It's until you see an actionable measure, as in he's amending the Constitution. He just says straight up, I'm not leaving. Or he just decides to have someone else run for him in place of him, and he'll run as his VP. We'll have to see how it goes. As it stands, though, the Trump team is definitely considering a third term as an option, and they're not even outright denying it. They've even whispered it more or less. There's been one whistleblower, I guess you could call him a whistleblower, just a former Trump team staffer who came out and admitted exactly what they've been talking about and what they're planning on doing. But again, I would take that with not a grain of salt, but not as Bible, as some would say. That's all I want to talk about today. Be on the lookout, guys.